I'm Instructor Thompson, my self-defense studio, and today we're going to go over some basics and one of my favorite lessons, back to basics. We're going to go over some transitionary stances and how we shuffle in and out, not only to gauge distance, but to be able to avoid getting hit. So we're starting off, I have a right neutral bow. For us, right neutral bow simply means that my right side is in front. I have turned to where I'm in a bladed stance. I put my hands up like this and I bend my knees. If I'm looking at it from this angle, I am here. Now, a good way to judge this is if you do a horse stance, you have your heels out just slightly, your toes concaved in. We have this stance as a meditating horse or concentrating horse. And the easiest way to be able to gauge your right or left neutral bow is if you step forward with your rear leg just a couple of inches and then turn, and you're in a solid right or left neutral bow. If I do it with the other leg and I go from here and I step forward just a couple of inches and I turn, then I'm in a solid left neutral bow. To be able to measure the depth on this is you just drop down your right knee here, in this case of my left neutral bow, would be aligned with my left heel, and that gives me a good depth for this stance. For this and how we're going to move in and out, sparring and in defending ourselves, is called a shuffle. So for our shuffle, we're simply going to shuffle in and shuffle out, and what that looks like when I am here is I'm going to step up, step back, just maneuvering my feet up and forward and up and back, shuffling each way to be able to gauge the distances of his strikes coming in and my strikes going into him. For your strikes, whenever we're doing these things, we're going to try to avoid the lean. And this is something that you see often, especially when we're just starting off, is that people will do strikes where they'll lean into the strike. And I want to try to avoid that, not just for my center line, but because it's difficult for them to trip me, throw me, pick me up, move me at all if I have these roots in and I'm here. I can shuffle back and forth between this position, and it's much more difficult now for him to be able to do a leg sweep or a heel hook, or any of the things that he's going to try to do to take me down. But I do need to still be able to gauge it on where all of my strikes are. As we can see, I can do a jab from here. To do a cross or a reverse punch, I'm going to switch into a forward bow, bring my left heel up off the ground, and strike there and bring it back. For power, that energy coming up from the heel through the hip and striking, but also so that I can reach him. If I don't move this like that, I'm going to end up trying to lean because he's too far away from me. So I want to try to keep my back straight up and down, switch the stance into the forward bow, and switch back, and I'm set. Now this is going to be for each of your strikes, meaning if I'm doing a kick, I'm going to need to gauge where he's at, where I'm at, to be able to land it. I know from here, he's just outside that distance for that front snap or a teep. However, he's in perfect distance for a reverse kick right there, and I'm back and I'm out.